What's going on, everybody? This is MJ Crush coming back with another video. Today I'm reviewing Alien Romulus. This was one of my most anticipated films of the year. Ever since I found out that Fede Alvarez was directing this movie, I had high hopes. He was the director of the 2013 reboot of Evil Dead and Don't Breathe, so he is very much involved in the horror film aspect. Now, where could I even start with this movie? This has to be one of the best horror films that I've seen all year, in the most recent years, and the best alien movie since the second Aliens. And I have all the alien movies, I have all the Predator films, and this is definitely by far in the top 4 in my list of the alien movies. This movie seems to have the perfect blend of the action aspect of Aliens and the horror and suspense of Alien. And it kind of makes sense since this movie is set between the events of both movies. The movie is very gritty, is grounded in comparison to the other movies. Is very suspenseful. It's horror driven. It's horror done right, which, a lot of people, including myself, have been waiting for. One thing that I will say is that this movie is, I would say, 80%, if not 90%, practical effects. And that makes me have a smile on my face because I prefer practical over just a heavy use of CGI. There's CGI in this movie. Some is a little bit wonky, but for the most part, the CGI matches the practical, and I very appreciate that from a movie. It had me on the edge of my seat. It is very brutal in comparison to most horror films that you would see. And Fede Alvarez is no stranger of doing brutal horror films and incorporating the perfect blend of suspense, thrill, and scares. There's not a time in the movie where you could just predict a scare. The movie has you on the edge of your seat because it had many suspenseful scenes. In terms of the designs, the face huggers are a prominent threat in this movie, and I greatly appreciate that is not the typical, oh, once the face hugger gets you, it's over. They show the face huggers being hyper aggressive in this movie. They show how they operate, and there's many very suspenseful scenes involving them. Now, regarding the xenomorphs, I very much appreciate the designs. They went back to basics. They used practical effects and animatronics for the xenomorphs, and they were done very well. The chest burster scene, which was shown in the trailer, was done very much right. It is gruesome, it is brutal, and it matches the first 2 Alien films, in my honest opinion. The third act is very much insane in comparison to a lot of horror movies you would see. And when the actress came out and said that there was a scene in the movie that was extremely gruesome and brutal to the point where the cast members looked away, oh, she was not lying about that. The third act would give people mixed opinions regarding it, but one thing that I will say is that this was done right, in my opinion. They explore more of the lore, and this is a non-spoiler review, so you don't have to worry about me spoiling anything for you. But one thing I will say is that if you enjoy the Alien movies, the Predator movies, and you want a horror film that has the perfect level of scares and suspense mixed up, then this is definitely the movie for you. I would give this an 8.9 out of 10. And just tell me what y'all guys think in the comments below, and I'll see y'all in the next one.